Guys have been working on this. This is a short one-act play called Chocolate. It's a comedy, and but we work on comedies the same way we work on dramas because it all has to be grounded in reality. Because when people are funny, they don't know they're being funny, right? They just kind of, are funny, and it has to be grounded in truth. So we work on it the same way we work on any dramatic piece. These guys now, I think this is about 4 weeks in. So we first start out with talking and analyzing the script a little bit and understanding why the characters are why they're there, why they're talking. What do I need from this person? What do I need from that person? That's the very, very first thing. It sounds basic, but it's essential. Because if I don't know why I'm talking to you, what I need from you, I don't know, I have no idea where I can go from there. Okay, and then we graduate from that into like character work and history of the characters, and so this is about 4 weeks in. It's still developing, but enjoy. Okay. Chocolate.
So you have no idea where your husband is?
No idea. Not a clue. He could be anywhere.
When was the last time you saw him, Mrs. Colby?
Let's see. This is Thursday? About 2 weeks now.
2 weeks?
Yes. It was right after the harvest moon. Because I can remember saying to him, "Look, Clive, it's the harvest moon." And he didn't answer. I was a little miffed at the time. But then I realized he wasn't even here. It just goes to show you should never jump to conclusions.
So Mr. Colby has been missing for 2 weeks and you never reported this fact to the police?
No. But it's not unusual for Clive. He's a whimsical fellow that often defies description. Once in the middle of Christmas dinner, he walked out on us, and I didn't hear him for 3 weeks. He called us from the British Columbia to let us know he was trying to join up with the Mounties. We all had a good laugh about that one.
Mrs. Colby, we have reason to suspect that the circumstances here are a little more serious than that.
Well, I should hope so.
We've spoken to your neighbors and they reported that there was some kind of disturbance here at the house the night that your husband disappeared.
Disturbance? How funny.
Yes, they said there was a lot of shouting and arguing, profane language, strange animal noises.
That's so funny. Would you like some apple juice, Detective?
No, thank you. Now, did you and your husband have any sort of disagreement that evening?
Heavens, no. My husband and I are always in perfect concordance. Our evenings are relatively spent in sedate, placid self-satisfaction.
There was no shouting.
No. Not at all.
There was an overheard statement, and I'm quoting here. Fat cow? I'll show you who's a fat cow.
I can explain that. You see, we were playing a game in the privacy of our bedroom, and the details are rather salacious and not at all irrelevant to the investigation.
Perhaps not, but the words spoken were in the living room.
Well, we were moving around in spirited fun.
The neighbors reported screaming, lights going on and off, some sort of violent struggle with the Venetian blinds.
Yes, that was Clive. You see, we were playing the parrot and the cow.
I see.
So, naturally, Clive was jumping up and down on the furniture, scratching the blinds, and even knocked over my best lamp. It was quite comical, but quite erotic.
I see.
Would you like a muffin, Detective?
No, thank you. Now, Mrs. Colby, we checked into some of your credit purchases in the last 2 weeks and discovered a bill from Home Depot for a load of mixing cement, which was delivered to this address. 40 sacks of cement, to be precise.
40 sacks. Yeah, that sounds about right.
On the face of it, that's a lot of cement, Mrs. Colby.
Yes, it is. But you see, I make bird baths as a hobby.
Bird baths?
Yes, I create the molds, mix the cement, pour it in, let it set, and voila.
I didn't notice any bird baths in your backyard.
Heavens no, you see, I give them away to friends or passerbys. For me, it's the art of creation.
What I did notice out behind the garage was a very large cement plot, about 3 by 6 feet, which appeared to be quite freshly laid.
Yes, that's from all the false starts. You have no idea.
Apparently not.
I tend to build a shrine to St. Anthony out there.
I see.
Would you like some sardines, Detective?
No, thank you. Now, forgive me for pointing this out, but it's my job to pick up on any discrepancies. And there appears to be a large shovel tucked behind the couch there.
Yes, there is.
Am I to assume that that's the customary spot for your heavy garden tools?
Not for the most part. You see, I use that particular shovel to clean away the cobwebs that tend to gather in the vestibule.
Most people would use a broom for that purpose.
Yes, most people would. The more fools they.
I have observed that on the whole, you do keep a very tidy home, Mrs. Colby.
Why, thank you, Detective.
Which makes that stain on the carpet there all the more conspicuous.
Yes, there is, isn't there?
Yes, right there. It looks for all the world like dried blood.
No. It does, doesn't it? But it's chocolate.
Sure.
Yes. You see, we had a box of Godiva chocolates sitting around here for the longest time, and I dipped into them, and I couldn't stop. I must have dropped a praline crunch on the floor. I was wondering what happened to it.
Excuse my presumption, ma'am, but that doesn't look like Godiva chocolate.
But it is, look. Rich, decadent flavor. Would you like some, Detective?
No, thank you. But when I say that it doesn't look like Godiva chocolate, I'm referring to the fact that it looks more like... How shall I say this? Nestle's.
Beg your pardon?
In the course of my various investigations over the years, I have had occasion to make a comparative study of the grades and qualities of foreign and domestic chocolates. This has a decidedly processed milk chocolatey look, Mrs. Colby. How do you explain that?
Well,
Or do you?
I...
Yes.
You caught me out, Detective. I should have known to not try to hoodwink a man of your perspicacity. Yes, it's a Kit Kat bar. I eat grocery store chocolate on the sly. If the girls at the country club knew this, I'm so embarrassed.
There, Mrs. Colby. Don't be hard on yourself. Many a decent citizen will resort to lies and prevarications when social pressures come to bear.
Thank you.
Needless to say, this will be our little secret. It goes no farther than this room.
Thank you, Detective. You're a rare man of perception and tenderness. Thank you.
Yes, I suppose I am. Well, I guess everything else checks out. Thank you for your time there. Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
This game you mentioned, the parrot and the cow,
Yes.
does it have to be a parrot?
I know. The species are flexible as long as the rules are applied. You can be a snake or a lion or whatever you will.
I see. Well, we'll be in touch.
Any feedback from anybody?
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Great fun.
It's really good.
Great work, guys. Very proud of you. Wonderful.